What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are gonna love, especially if you're a DeMarcus Cousins fan. We just got a crazy report yesterday that DeMarcus Cousins and the Rockets are gonna split up. We're gonna see Boogie in a new jersey very soon. I believe a lot of NBA teams would love the addition of DeMarcus, and for this video, we're going to be talking about teams that I believe should target him. I want to see DeMarcus Cousins in a better situation, maybe play for a championship contender, and I believe these scenarios are the perfect ones. I believe if Boogie joins one of these teams, he'll just make a big impact. But quickly, before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and love basketball, welcome to Easy Buckets. My name is Soom and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and click this button right here, the post notification bell, to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It would help out the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about DeMarcus Cousins.
It was great, man. I mean, obviously, you guys will never be able to know the actual work that I put in to get to this point. So it's been a journey for sure. I'm grateful. I'm ecstatic that I was able to, actually put a game together the way I did. But still got a long season to go, and my goal is to make that a consistent thing. So this is definitely a confidence boost for me. Hopefully I can keep going forward.
After hearing this report, I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised. The reason why I'm surprised is because a few days ago, we got news that the Rockets actually guaranteed DeMarcus Cousins' one-year contract. Adrian Woj tweeted on February 19th that the Houston Rockets have guaranteed center DeMarcus Cousins' $2.3 million contract for the rest of the season, sources tell ESPN. Teams have until February 27th to make that decision on non-guaranteed deals. After seeing this, the thought of DeMarcus Cousins possibly joining another team was never on my mind. But as of yesterday, on February 20th, Shams tweeted this: the Houston Rockets and center DeMarcus Cousins are planning to part ways in coming days, sources tell The Athletic and Stadium. Houston wants to go smaller, younger in frontcourt where Christian Wood returns, and then allow Cousins to find an opportunity elsewhere. From what we're hearing, this tweet means that the Houston Rockets are going to pay DeMarcus the full money, but they're going to ultimately end up waiving him. If DeMarcus Cousins ends up being waived, I believe a lot of NBA teams should pick him up. Right now, he's averaging about 9 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 0.8 steals, and 0.7 blocks. And honestly, I believe Boogie is better than these stat lines. He just needs a better opportunity. And for this video, I have 6 NBA teams that I believe should target DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins could easily fill the void that these teams are lacking right now. The first team on this list is the Los Angeles Lakers, and this is a very popular rumor right now. The Lakers are kind of in a tough situation as they just lost Anthony Davis for a potential 4+ weeks, and from the looks of it, they need a front court presence that can help on the offensive end and be more of a post-up maestro. A few years ago, DeMarcus Cousins was one of the best bigs in the NBA. Of course, injuries brought his value lower, and honestly right now, playing a rest of the year contract with the Lakers to potentially win an NBA championship, it's a perfect fresh start, and other NBA teams can actually see Boogie in the spotlight on what he can actually do. A fun fact to know is that last offseason, not this past offseason, the year before, the Lakers actually signed DeMarcus Cousins to a 1-year contract. But then he tore his ACL, which made the Lakers have to sign Dwight Howard. And of course, that resulted in an NBA championship. With this fact being there, it only means one thing: the Lakers have always had interest in Boogie, and right now, with him about to be waived and about to join free agency, the Lakers are looking for a big man that can help them on all areas. DeMarcus Cousins joining LeBron James and Anthony Davis would be a great team in the playoffs if the Lakers want to go deep and have as much depth as possible. Boogie is cheap, affordable, and actually realistic. The next team on this list is the Portland Trail Blazers, and that's DeMarcus Cousins joining Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, as right now the Blazers are simply in shambles. As I make this video, the Blazers are doing quite well despite them being hit with so many injuries. They currently don't have Nurkic and Zach Collins and CJ McCollum, and if the Trailblazers want to get a big man to kind of assist Enes Kanter right now, Boogie wouldn't be a bad option. Imagine having DeMarcus Cousins and Carmelo Anthony off the bench while Damian Lillard of course runs the first unit. I believe this will give the Blazers more depth and more of an all-around presence, especially right now. They need size in the paint. What's very special about DeMarcus Cousins is he can be a pick and pop or a pick and roll player. And with Damian Lillard being one of the best point guards in the NBA, one of the best playmakers, I believe he'll be able to utilize DeMarcus Cousins to his maximum potential, as long as Yusuf Nurkic is out. The Blazers are a playoff team this year, and if Boogie wants a chance in the postseason, the Blazers wouldn't be a bad idea. The next team on this list is the Brooklyn Nets, and that's DeMarcus Cousins joining the new big three of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. I believe this would be a complete nightmare. On the Lakers' perspective, I don't believe the Lakers would want this to happen, and is a big reason why I believe they're going to target Boogie to kind of avoid him joining a rival of theirs, because honestly, the Brooklyn Nets are already broken, they're already almost unstoppable, and Boogie would just be a simple, cheap pickup that could go a long way. In that big James Harden trade, the Brooklyn Nets lost Jared Allen, a big part of their front court and their interior presence, and getting DeMarcus Cousins for a minimum contract could easily fill that void on all given aspects. DeMarcus Cousins isn't the best rim protector, but honestly, paying him $3 million for the rest of the year to win an NBA championship, it might just be worth it. We all know Boogie was Kevin Durant's teammate 2 years ago, and then this season, he was actually James Harden's teammate. Honestly, that relationship might spark a potential reunion. The next team on this list is DeMarcus Cousins joining the Miami Heat, and I believe this is one of the more realistic, as the Heat right now are one of the most active teams in the trade market and open free agency. As I make this video, the Miami Heat are kind of struggling. They currently have a record of 13-17, which ranks them as the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference, and if the Miami Heat, who went to the NBA Finals last year, want to go back to the Finals, getting more frontcourt depth wouldn't be a bad idea, as they previously just lost Myers Leonard for the rest of the season. Before this season started, Miami was actually targeting Boogie, but Boogie ultimately ended up signing with the Rockets. And with Bam Adebayo being a more versatile big, he could play the 5 or the 4, starting DeMarcus Cousins at the 5 would give them an all-around aspect on the defensive and offensive aspect and racial atmosphere. When talking about Miami Heat and their personality, they're all about being tough, grit and grind players. Jimmy Butler calls the team dogs, and honestly, with DeMarcus Cousins' tough personality, I believe he'll fit right in. The Miami Heat have money, they can offer Boogie a little bit more than a minimum contract, and if Boogie wants money and a potential deep playoff run, Boogie would assist Miami in making the playoffs and then assist them on their depth in the playoff picture. The next team on this list is Boogie joining the Toronto Raptors, and this is my personal opinion, as I'm a huge Raptor fan. When talking about the Raptors, I'll be honest, at the beginning of the season, they kind of struggled, but as of right now, they rank as the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. They have a record of 15-15, and with the Raptors currently looking for front court depth and a front court offensive high usage player, Boogie could be their man. In this past offseason, the Raptors lost Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol, and I believe those were two big L's, big loss. And ever since getting Aaron Baines, I believe he wasn't able to fill that void, and that's why right now, with Boogie potentially becoming available, the Raptors should go all in. There are so many rumors out there that the Raptors are kind of going to give up and start rebuilding, but I believe this season they're not going to do that. And maybe signing Boogie, who could start at their center position over Aaron Baines, could kind of be more of an impactful leader and more of an impactful post player that can score on a decent amount. Imagine a lineup of Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and then DeMarcus Cousins with Norman Powell and Boucher off the bench. I believe this team will be a lot better than it is now. And the last team on this list that I believe should target DeMarcus Cousins is the Boston Celtics. And when talking about the Boston Celtics right now, they're not as good as we expect them to be. The Boston Celtics have a record of 15-14, which ranks them as the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, and from what we just heard by the general manager of Danny Ainge, he believes the Boston Celtics are not good enough to win the NBA championship, and he's going to be looking for front court depth and more of an offensive big man that can score on a consistent basis. Daniel Tice, Tristan Thompson, and Robert Williams are their centers right now. They're great centers on the defensive end, but they can't score on a consistent basis. And with DeMarcus Cousins previously being a 20 points per game player, the Boston Celtics would not mind giving up some money to get him. In this past offseason, the Boston Celtics lost Gordon Hayward in a sign and trade, and because of that, they currently have about $30 million available to sign a free agent. I believe they won't offer Boogie that much money, maybe $5 million. Honestly, I believe that's great for the Boston Celtics' depth and great for Boogie, as he'll be getting some financial help. Imagine a lineup of Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and DeMarcus Cousins. I believe this team could go deep in the Eastern Conference playoffs. But ultimately, guys, this wraps up my video today on 6 NBA teams that should target and try to sign DeMarcus Cousins. What's most important to me is one of your thoughts. Which one of these teams do you believe is the perfect team for Boogie? Which one is impossible? Which one is the most likely? Put everything you're thinking in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!